Welcome to video lecture series on embedded systems. I am Kanakadurga from St. Peter's Engineering College, working as an associate professor in EC department. In this talk, we are going to concentrate mainly on what is an embedded systems and what is the general purpose of systems. We are going to observe the things and what is the differences between them. So the outline of the talk is what is the definition of embedded system and hardware and software of embedded systems, what are the components of embedded systems, and what is the real-time systems is available, and the general purpose of computer systems. So already in the previous lectures we have discussed the definition of embedded system. The embedded system is the combination of hardware and software. It has to perform a specific task within the scheduled time by following set of rules, step by step of set of rules. Nothing but it has to follow a set of rules such a way that the running of the program is going to be performed properly. If I go for the washing machine has to take the clothes first and it has to go for washing, next it has to go for rinsing, next it has to go for drying purpose. So it has to follow a set of rules and the task has to be completed within the scheduled time. So those type of devices we are going to call it as a embedded system devices. So in the nature or in the every daily life, so many gadgets we are using devices of embedded systems like washing machine and refrigerators, air conditioners, DVD players, audio players. So many things we are using the embedded systems. They are going to be perform a single task and a specific task at a time. So specific task only it can able to perform. The refrigerator is going to be maintain certain amount of temperature in the refrigerator, and washing machine is goes for using for only for washing of clothes. When it comes to the DVD player, it has to play the videos. So they are going to do only the specific task only. So those type of devices we are going to say it as a embedded system devices. When it comes to the general purpose device systems, it going to be perform different tasks. When it comes to the computer, we can see the videos and I can I can do the mailing, or I can connection for Wi-Fi, or I can do the printing operation. So many tasks can be done at a single instance of time. Those type of systems we are going to call it as a general purpose of systems. So in this the embedded system we have to concentrate for better performance of embedded systems. Mainly there are 5 characteristics of embedded systems like low cost and low power, high performance and real-time property. Sometimes we will go for the security also. So first one, the low cost of the thing. Why the embedded systems goes for the low cost? Memory is going to be less when compared with the general purpose of the systems. So it has to be perform only a single task. For the single task, the programming or the saving option will be very less, so that the memory required for the embedded systems will be less. And since it is using lesser number of components or the processor, since it has to perform only a single task, it requires processor commands are going to be less and the processing will be very less. So that's why it will be a lightweight processor are going to be used in the embedded systems. And these are the things for the having the embedded systems going for lower cost purpose. And the cost is very less, that's why the devices are very competitive in the world. So whenever the gadgets or devices available in the market, we should be a competitor with respect to the low cost. Then only the scaling or marketing will be very good for the device. And next one is that low power. Since we are normally the embedded devices are going to be portable devices only. At that time when we are using the portable devices, the usage of the battery of the device should be less, so that it comes for a longer time period. So it has to consume less power. We can be able to use for longer time. So low power. It has to, embedded system has to use the low power. Next, the higher performance. Normally we should have to meet the requirements for the application purpose. Like when you go for the DVD player, it has to play, video quality should be higher. Even though we are using the portable, the battery life should be more and the quality of the video should be higher, and the audio should be very clear, so that everyone able to going to be understand the audio. So when it comes to the gaming gadgets also, we requires higher quality of the video, and the performance should be very high. Whenever the click on the button, it has to perform that operation, so that the performance is going to be increased. Then the cost of the system, sometimes it goes for increases. So it goes for a difficult task, mutually going to be one increases, another goes for decreases. And real-time systems, mainly we have to observe with respect to the airspace of crafts and car controlling of the system, medical gadgets like washing machines, other things, so many has been there in the real-time property. It is going to be helpful. The job is done within the time limit. If you go for washing machine, the pre-olden days, the clothes has been washed by the manually. The persons are going to be strained. Nowadays the washing machine is doing that task. So what we are doing, simply we are giving the commands. I have the cotton clothes, I have switch on the cotton. If it is goes for silk clothes, I switch on the button of the silk and I will select that program. That program, if I am select, depending upon that, it goes for taking of the how much washing powder it has to take, that amount of washing powder it will take, how many times it has to go for rinse. That like 2 times. Normally the silk goes for 2 times. When it comes to cotton, it goes for 3 times of rinsing also. So depending upon that, how we have written the programming or the rules for the washing machine, it going to be followed and it going to complete the task within the specific time period. So real-time property is also there. And when it comes to that, we are considering these properties of embedded systems. Another one is going to be interdependence. Like if I am going to use higher performance rate, the cost of the system is going to be increases. Like if the performance has been increased, I have to use more number of devices in that embedded system device, then the cost of the system is going to be automatically increases. So in this we have to see the cost of the system should be less, as well as the performance should be more and the power consumption should be less. So then only it can be able to achieve the targets while in the marketing of the embedded systems. Otherwise it will be the competition will be more for us, so that the product will not be sold in the outside of the world. So what is the embedded system? We already discussed. The embedded system is a combination of hardware and softwares. So the hardware of the components, this is the hardware, like whatever the board we have, the components like the PCB laying of the designing. Next, the software goes for the Windows or the OS or the driver operating systems or the drivers. It can be operating systems can be like Linux or Windows. And the application part, if comes that the applications like suppose if you go for a DVD player. So what is a DVD player? It going to play only the videos. It cannot play for any other things. It just going to be play the videos only. So in that, in order to play the video, we require like for tracking purpose, or the memory of the DVD has to search and data has to be recognized. So for that purpose we want the hardware devices in order to track the positions of it, the addresses of it. We require the software of the drivers, of the DVD drivers. So the embedded systems will have the combination of hardware and software devices. So what are the components of embedded systems? Of the hardware, we have the processors mainly. In that processors, it can have the accessing of input port and the output ports, like the timers, sensors. All the components comes under the hardwares of embedded systems. So if you go for internal structures of any IC, of the embedded of IC, or with respect to have the clock, in order to it has to perform the within the scheduled time. For that purpose we require the clock, and or else we require the timer. Within the specified time period only it has to complete the task. And for the interfacing purpose we require the input ports and the output ports. If any, and the controllers has been required, one another, the mutual understanding, one after the other, the task has to be performed like the step-by-step processor. So for that purpose we require the controllers. So what are the softwares have been there for with embedded systems? The components of embedded systems with respect to the hardware we completed. Next one is the software. The software is going to be mainly with respect to the operating systems and the drivers of IO devices. So in this, when it comes to the operating systems, we are going to use like for DVD, it has to be played with the audios and video. And the operating system is going to be performed the step by step of the processing. And next one, normally we will use the OS or like the Windows, the things. So application of the software mainly run on the top of the operating system in order to perform the specific the task has to be executed in order to perform within a specific period of the time, like webs suffering and the audio of the play and video of the playing. So next one, the real-time systems. The real-time systems of the multitasking of operating systems, mainly with respect to the RTOS of real-time systems, and with respect to the higher throughput, it has to be considered. In this we have the hard real-time systems and soft real-time system. It requires to critical task with a guaranteed amount of time. The soft real-time system is going to be a very less attractive of the systems. Implementation of the thing is mainly with the careful designing of the scheduler and the higher priority based of the scheduling we are going to be considered in the real time of the computing systems. So there are so many like the washing machines, air conditioners, all the things comes under the real-time systems. Next one is the general purpose computer systems. It had going to be, what is the general purpose of computing system is, it has to be performed a task. It going to be having a many tasks, like it is a multitasking system. If you observe a computer, we can able to browse, we can able to watch the videos, we can able to send the mail, and we can able to connect to Wi-Fi, and we can able to print the printing purpose, or we can able to connect to the LAN. So many things it can able to do at the single time itself. The general purpose systems. The general purpose system not only for single task, we are using for multitask. That is the main difference. For embedded systems goes for only a single task purpose. When comes to the general purpose system is goes for multitask purpose. Since it is for multitasking purpose, it having more number of devices with when compared with the embedded systems. So since it is for multitasking, it has for every task one hardware components we are going to use it. So that what happens for general purpose system, the number of devices is going to be increases. When the number of devices are going to be increases, the cost of the system is going to be increases. The cost of the system is going to be increases, and once again the more number of devices has been there, for each and every device we have to give the power for them. So for each and for every device using the power, literally what happens, number of devices has been increased in the general purpose, so that the power and indirectly the cost of the system is going to be increases. So these are the main differences with respect to the general purpose computing system and the embedded systems. Mainly we have to remember that in the general purpose computing system is for multitasking system. In the multitasking system, it going to be perform so many operations. In order to perform the so many operations, it will going to use more number of devices. When the number of devices are going to be increased, what happens? The number of devices has been increased, the cost of the system is going to be increases, and the power utilization of the device is going to be increases. So that indirectly it leads, for the general purpose, the cost of the system is going to be increased. But you can able to perform by using the general purpose computing system, we can do the multitasking things, and the response requirements, and it is not going to be a time critical. That operation can be done, if it is doing a single task, the task is going to be completed within a shorter time period. If we are using for multitask at a time of the general purpose system, it going to take a little bit of time in order to perform the task. So in this, it's not going to be response for the critical time, but embedded systems has to be performed. It is doing only the single task, it has to be complete the task within the specified time only. And in the embedded systems, there are going to be having the pre-programmed the things of the, so that it has to be followed step-by-step process, and it has to be done within the specified time period. And when it comes to the general purpose computing system, it is not going to be done the operation within the specified time. It going to be take the time in order to perform the task. It can be under general purpose computer system, even though it is performing the multitasking, but the processors are going to be used with the higher performance rate, so they are going to be faster and they are going to be better. So mainly we have to remember, indirectly for general purpose system is for multitasking. For multitasking purpose, for each task we are using the devices, so it multitask, so the number of devices increases. When the number of devices are going to be increases, the cost of the system increases, indirectly the power of the system is going to be increases. And general purpose computing system will not do the operations within the specified time period. Depending upon the how many tasks it is performing, it going to consider that time and it going to execute the programs. When it comes to that, embedded systems are refers to it is going to use the only for specific task, so that it requires less devices, the cost of the system is low, power utilization will be less. So step by step it's going to be done. So what is the general purpose? Normally we'll have the CPU, the buffers and peripherals like graphics card, hard disk, USBs and PCI card. So the present of the general purpose of the systems are now it's going for the core of i7 also nowadays using for the general purpose systems, mainly with the AMD of the processors. So CPUs are going to be evolved very fastly. If you observe, there are going to be having APG slots, PCI slots, and the gaming controllers, USBs, and input port accessing ports like IDE headers, Intel CHF 8-bit chips. And for each and everything, one of the sockets we are going to be used for the performance of the different task. In this, the embedded system is going to be perform specific task within the scheduled time. It has to follow a set of rules one another, and it is a combination of the hardware and software. And when comes to the general purpose systems, is going to be do multiple tasks. It does not having any time constraint, and it goes for following the set of rules. So mainly when it comes to the differences of embedded systems and general purpose system, since embedded system is performing a single task, it can do the specific task. For that specific task we require less devices, so the cost of the system will be less, and the power requirement is also going to be less. When it comes to the general systems, it has to be perform multiple tasks, so that in order to perform the multiple task we require more number of devices for each and every task. So the number of devices in the general purpose system is increasing, so for that the cost of the system is going to be increases, and the power requirement of the system is going to be increases. Mainly in this we have to remember, embedded is only doing the specific task and the general system is doing for multitask purpose. What are the main conclusions in this? We have to remember, the embedded system is going to be performed for specific task. It will do only specific task. When it comes to the general purpose system is for multitasking. It goes for doing of different tasks at a single time, but the time consideration will not be there for general purpose, but the time within the specific time period it has to be done. Thank you.